Hello guys from Damai Beach near Kuching in Malaysia. Today I want to answer the question, which programming language is the most profitable and which one should you choose? Now, the answer is, I will put it straight. The most profitable language for you is the one which you like the most. Why? Because if you go and see the average numbers, like how much on average developers earn in each of the languages, of course you will see that some languages pay more than the others, because obviously because of demand and supply forces in the market. But just ask yourself, if you go to look at statistics, what are you actually doing? You're looking at averages, and ask yourself the question, do you really want to be the average developer? Does it matter for you at all? Because the common truth is that whatever you chase, you push it away. When you chase happiness, you are never happy, because in order to be happy, you need to understand that you are already happy. You just have to appreciate what you already have. Now, when you chase money, you will never get rich if you chase money, because money is an expression of how much value you give to the market. And if you are blind to what you really love doing, if you just choose the language which pays the most, it's a very good chance that it's not the language which you will love the most, and you will never give exceptional value to the market, and you will never get rich. You will just be the average developer, which earns the average or probably even less than the average. If you won't be truly passionate about the language which you chose, then there is no point. I will tell you that you need to try different languages, and you just need to choose the one which you love the most. And in that way, you will become like top 10%. You will be among top 10% of developers in a specific language, and you will learn a lot, and those average numbers, they will not bother you at all. You don't need to look at them. Average people go and look at average numbers, but you don't want to be average. So let's say, just ask yourself, do you want to build iOS apps? If that's what you truly love doing, then go and learn Swift. If you want to build websites, and you want to design templates, just go and learn JavaScript and HTML and CSS, of course. You won't build a website with C. You can, probably. I have heard stories when people build front ends by using C language. They build a button on the front end with C. I've heard it's possible, but definitely it's not what you should be doing. Yeah, so if you first ask yourself, what are you truly passionate about, and then choose the language which is right for that. Because companies, they don't pay you for a skill in a specific language. That's a fantasy. Companies pay you for solving problems, and in order to be a good problem solver, you need to love what you're doing, and in order to love what you're doing, you need to choose the stack and the language which you're truly passionate about. For me, throughout all my life, I have stuck to PHP, for the back end, and nothing else. And if somebody offered me like a job which pays like 2 times higher, but it's let's say it's in Ruby, I don't really like Ruby. I don't understand it. I don't understand their philosophy. So of course, no offense to anyone, it's just my personal preference. But if somebody offered me a job like that pays 2 times higher, but it's in Ruby, but I love PHP, why should I choose it? I might try. I may try. I may try like coding in Ruby for a week to see, if I really love it. Yeah, maybe something changed. But if I don't feel passion, why should I? Why should I choose it? Because I know that if I am passionate about PHP, if I'm passionate about Symfony framework, like me, I just love Symfony framework. Why should I go and learn Laravel? Just because everybody is doing that? No. Yeah, it's a common trend to learn Laravel, but Symfony is also a good framework, and if I just like it more, when I love something, I become good at it and I get paid accordingly, you will always get paid. If you choose the language and the tools which you really love, you will always get paid more than the other guys who just chose a specific language or stack just because it pays more. No, these kind of people, they never get rich, and because they are trying to fool the universe. You are the universe, and who are you trying to fool by doing what you don't love? The universe already. All the sources of wisdom are already telling you, just go and choose what you love, and the universe will take care of you. Because then only by doing what you love, you provide massive value to the world, and those who provide massive value to the world, they are always awarded accordingly. So my best advice for you, like, which language is the most profitable and which one should you choose? So my advice for you is, don't look at those average statistics, just try and choose what you love. That's it. That's, if I was a salesman, I would tell you that, like, that's the biggest secret I'm going to reveal you, like the number one formula. But it's not the secret. You already knew it. Just choose what you love and don't chase the shiny balls. It's like in JavaScript frameworks. Every day, probably new frameworks are launched, but basically they do the same thing. Just their syntax is a bit different. Philosophy is a bit different, probably. But when you're when you dive deeper, you understand that they do the same thing. They solve the same problem, and that's okay, because people are different, and people, let's say you can't sell meat to a vegetarian. They will buy something else like vegetables, but still it's the same. It's the same thing because it's food. It solves the same problem. It solves the same problem of being hungry. So let's say with JavaScript frameworks, they solve the same problem of building a nice and reactive user experience. That's it. They just solve it in slightly different ways, but if you love Vue.js, there is no point in learning Angular just because it's more popular now, and maybe it pays more. No. What's the point? When you're truly passionate, then you will find a job with Vue.js framework for sure. If not, you will build the job for you. You will go and pitch to companies. I'm going to build you this awesome user experience, and I will do it on Vue.js because I love it and I know it works for it and it's easy. So why shouldn't they disagree with you? No. Just do what you love and spread that love and passion for the whole world, and that's it. That's how you become rich. You don't become rich by chasing money. You only become rich by chasing what you love to do. Cheers. Oh, and by the way, if you have any personal questions, just feel free to message me on Facebook or Snapchat. I usually reply with videos because I really love helping other developers. I went a long way myself. I have 12 years of experience as a hobbyist, as a freelancer, as a Celerite developer, as a CTO at a big e-commerce company. I went a long way, and I'm just passionate about helping other developers because I want to see a world which is full of big thinking developers. Those developers who solve problems for 7 billion people around the world, and in order to achieve this, you need to be self-confident, and you don't actually need to be good at coding skills. You need to be good at many other areas of life. That's what makes you a great developer, not only coding skills. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And have a nice day.